Dear students, welcome back. The remaining part of the poem about which we were discussing. The name of the poem is The Character of Happy Life, which means the qualities, the characteristics, the good points which we can notice in a life of a really happy man. वास्तव में प्रसन्नचित्त व्यक्ति कौन है, उसका जीवन कैसा होता है, उसके जीवन की क्या क्या क्वालिटीज़ हैं। हम भी अपने आप को यदि प्रसन्नचित्त बनाना चाहते हैं तो कौन कौन से बिंदुओं को हमें कंसीडर करना है, कौन कौन सी क्वालिटीज़ हमें अपने कैरेक्टर में, अपने कंडक्ट में, अपने लाइफ में डेवलप करनी है, उसके बारे में हम लोग चर्चा कर रहे थे। रिमेनिंग पॉइंट्स को, रिमेनिंग क्वालिटीज़ को अब हम यहाँ डिस्कस करेंगे। नाउ यू शुड बी रेडी एंड आई एम गोइंग टू टेल द मीनिंग ऑफ द लाइन्स। हु एनवीज नन दैट चांस डथ रेज, नॉर वाइज हु नेवर अंडरस्टूड। मीन्स द मैन, द पर्सन who is really happy, he never hates, he never makes any type of jealousy with the persons of his society, of his locality, who were poor, who were unfortunate, but fortunately due to their good luck, their good chance, they have grown, they have become millionaire, they have earned more and more money as well as fame also. He doesn't hate such type of persons from his neighboring society, from his locality. He doesn't cares for the wounds, for the harms which have been given by the people who makes his praise before him, but after him they make some harms, some disadvantages, but he doesn't care for such type of people, for such type of person who always give him some wounds, some problems, some pains by praising him. He doesn't follow the rules of any state or any country or any government, but he follows all those rules which are beneficial, which are profitable for the common people, for the common public. Means he is the person who wants, who wishes the good of all the common people, all the common public from his heart, from the depth of his heart. Such type of person gives more importance to his work, to his duty, as in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna has told to Arjun that karmandevadhikaraste ma phales kadachan. In the same way, such type of person does not give more importance to pray God or worship God. For him, work is worship. He never gives more importance to offer gifts, sweets, money, and so many things upon God, but he gives importance to his work, to his duty, and as well as the grace, that is mercy of God also. He always passes his time, his life without any harm. That is, he enjoys his life fully in the company of great books, good books, and beneficial books, which are source of good ideals and ideas also. Or he passes his time with his good friends. As we all know that a friend in need is friend indeed. धीरज धर्म मित्र अरुनारी, आपत्ति काल परखिए चारी, ऐसा कहा गया है। तो इस तरह के सच्चे मित्र के साथ वो अपना टाइम बिताता है, अथवा अच्छी बुक्स, महान किताबें जो हैं महान लेखकों और कवियों के द्वारा लिखी गई, जो हमारे लिए अच्छे अच्छे विचारों और अच्छे अच्छे सूत्रों, अच्छे अच्छे आइडियाज़ और अच्छे अच्छे आदर्शों का, आइडियल्स का स्रोत होती हैं, उनको वो पढ़ता है और अपने जीवन में उतारता है। नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू टेल द मीनिंग of the last stanza of this poem. This stanza is very important, you can say most important for the board exam, for the upcoming home exams also. This man means such type of a person who is really happy, is always free from all kinds of bonds of servantness, that is worldly bonds. He never hopes for his promotion and he never fears for his demotion. Means he neither hopes for his promotion nor he is fearful for his demotion, but he does his duty honestly. His duty is first. For him his work is worship. He is the lord of himself. It means to say मन का राजा in Hindi. He is lord of himself. वो मन का राजा होता है। दो नॉट ऑफ लैंड, यद्यपि वो किसी देश अथवा साम्राज्य का, प्रदेश का राजा नहीं होता, तथापि फिर भी वो अपने मन का राजा होता है, स्वयं का राजा होता है। कहने का मतलब, कहने का तात्पर्य ये हुआ कि वो अपनी इंद्रियों पर पूरा कंट्रोल, पूरा नियंत्रण रखता है। एंड हैविंग, हम बाहर से देखने में कह सकते हैं कि उसके पास कुछ नहीं है, हैविंग नथिंग ही हैथ ऑल, फिर भी उसके पास सब कुछ होता है, क्योंकि उसके पास संतोष है। और ये कहा गया संतोषम परम सुखम, संतोष ही सबसे बड़ा सुख है। और उसके पास वास्तविक प्रसन्नता रूपी पूंजी जो संतोष है वो है। इस तरह से हम कह सकते हैं वो दुनिया का, इस संसार का सबसे प्रसन्न चित्त व्यक्ति होता है। तो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, इस तरह से ये इन पंक्तियों की मीनिंग हमने आपको बताई। अब मैं आपको रेफरेंस, कॉन्टेक्स्ट और एक्सप्लेनेशन जो इस पर बेस्ड पूछे जाते हैं, जैसा मैं पहले कह चुका हूँ कि सभी स्टेंजाज का रेफरेंस आपको सेम रखना है। इन पर बेस्ड स्टेंजाज का, इस पोएम के सभी स्टेंजाज का रेफरेंस सेम रहेगा। कॉन्टेक्स्ट मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, कॉन्टेक्स्ट भी आप यहाँ पर कह सकते हैं कि सेम ही रख सकते हैं, बिकॉज द ग्रेट एंड नोबल वर्चूज ऑफ ए रियली हैप्पी मैन्स लाइफ आर टोल्ड, आर गिवन हियर बाय द पोएट। तो कॉन्टेक्स्ट लिखते समय हम ये लिखेंगे, हियर द पोएट टेल्स अस सम ग्रेट एंड इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वालिटीज ऑफ ए रियली हैप्पी मैन्स लाइफ। It means to say he suggests us, he tells us how we can make our life happy. That is the context. Next step is explanation. The poet says that if a person who was poor, who was weak, and due to chance, due to good luck, now he has raised, he has made a lot of money, he has gained a lot of power, he has become sourceful, he has become powerful. So the really happy man, the truly happy man does not hate with the popularity, with the fame of such a person who was poor before some years or before some time, but nowadays he is powerful, he has become millionaire, he has become sourceful. He never tells the bad qualities, that the vices, that the shortcomings, that means shortcomings of a person who is uneducated, who is sufferer, who is unlucky. He doesn't cares for the wounds, for the damages which has been made by some selfish persons, by some flatterers, by making his praise. He always follows the rules of goodness, the rules which are beneficial, which are good for the common public, for the common people. He does not pay attention, pay importance to the worship the God, but he pays more focus on his duties, on his work which he has to which he has to fulfill or complete in his life. He always pays more importance to the grace, that is mercy, that is sympathy of God, but he never gives importance. He is never of opinion that he has to lend money, sweets, flowers, and so many things upon God to make him happy and provide some blessings or boons. He passes his time among the good books, great books written by good and great writers and poets of the past as well as of the present also. Or he passes his time with his good friends, best friends. As we know that a friend is the best boon, is the best blessing of God for us on this earth, in this world, in our life. And the last stanza about which I was telling, here the poet says that a really happy man is always free from all kinds of worldly bonds of slavery. He is neither careful for his promotion, nor he is fearful for his demotion, but his duty is the most considerable, is the most important thing for him, and he always performs his duty honestly, without any friction, without any stoppage or without any hesitation. And at last it is told that such type of person is the Lord of himself. It means to say he has total control, full control over his emotions, over his strong desires, over his passions. He is the Lord of himself. He is the master of his emotions, his passions. He is not forced or bound to work according to the order of others. Though we can say that he is not a king of or emperor of any state or country, but he is the emperor of his passions. And outwardly we can say that he has nothing, but he has everything, because he has satisfaction. And it is said that satisfaction, that contentment is the greatest wealth in this world, in this society. The person who is blessed with such type of wealth, that is satisfaction, is called the really happy man. We can also say in Sanskrit, we can also mention a line at last, that Santosham Param Sukham. It will be the proper and significant indication for the gist of these four concluding lines. At last, students, dear students, you must put an appropriate note that can be beneficial for you. As I have told in the previous lecture, in the previous video, the first note that can be mentioned is the lines are very effective and appealing. Second one is the rhyming words that we can easily notice. Bands rhymes with lands, and the second line fall rhymes with all. And third is the figure of his speech. Having nothing he hath all, the last line, and second last, Lord of himself do not have land. These two lines shows that here is the proper use of oxymoron. In Hindi we can say Virodhabhas. Lord of himself do not have land, and having nothing he hath all. And at last we can mention the type of poetry, that is, we have already told, it is an example of, a fine example of lyric composed by Sir Henry Wotton, who was a famous and well-known critic of his time of present era of present English literature. Now, in short, I can guess and I am going to tell you the central idea of this poem, which will be beneficial for you, and a question based upon poetry is designed for 6 marks. That is the central idea. 3 poems are given and you have to choose any one of the poem and write down the central idea of the poem. So first of all, we should consider about the poem. The poem, as you see, you can notice the name of the poem is The Character of Happy Life. You have choose and write down and note down the poem, the name of the poem from your question paper. So be careful, don't make any mistake at the time of writing the name of the poem. And when you have noted the poem, the name of the poem, you should start with these lines. The poem, The Character of Happy Life, is really an inspiring and important poem which has been composed by Sir Henry Wotton, who was a famous and great poet of present era. He is a well-known critic. He was highly affected with the ideas of Bhagavad Gita told by Lord Krishna in Mahabharata at the time of Mahabharata to Arjun, and so many other great epics of Hindu mythology have also affected him deeply. The main idea of this poem is that Santosham Param Sukham, as well as in Hindi we can mention, we can write down that Paradhin Sapne Sukh Nahi. The poet tells that the person who is free, who is not bounded to work according to the order of others, he is a really happy person. Such type of a man is honest, is truthful, he is fearless, he is gentle, he doesn't believe upon rumors, he does not pray the God by investing, by passing his most of time, but he gives more importance to service the common people. His duties, his small duties, his big duties, his great duties, all have equal importance for him. He does not hate from anyone whom chance has, luck has, good luck has given a lot of name, fame and power. But he always does his duty. The strongest and the greatest friend of such a person is his soul, that is his conscience. He takes shelter of his conscience whenever he is required for the help of any situation. He takes the shelter of his conscience. He does not pay his focus upon the wounds which have been given by his friends or false friends, we can say. But he follows the rules of goodness. He doesn't pay significance or importance to the rules of any state or country. In the same way, he always passes his time with well-chosen friend, that is good and great books written by good and great poets and writers of the past as well as present. As we can say, as we can know that the books are great source of good and noble ideas for us. They can make a great and positive change in our life. So this is why he gives more importance than anything else to the good books and great books, or he passes his time with his friends. And at last we can say such type of a man is free from all kind of worldly pressures. He is not the king of any state or country, but he is the king of his strong strong desires or passions. Means he is the master of his passions. He has full control, total control over his desires, and he doesn't have anything, any worldly thing, physical luxuries, but he has all the virtual things and mental pleasure, that is satisfaction. For him, satisfaction or contentment is the greatest wealth. In Sanskrit, it is said Santosham Param Sukham. So in this way, we can say this will be the central idea of this poem. At last, we can mention that the ideas are very appealing. The poem is full of high and great noble virtues. This poem is very inspiring, and the good use of figures of speech like simile, metaphor, personification, etc. have increased the beauty and charm of the poem up to its highest limits. That's all. Good luck.